Hello ladies. For those of you that don't know, I'm Chelle, I'm one of the founders here at PP. I'm doing this little video because I finally get to review the WUKA wear that we spoke about a little while ago. You might remember on a live stream that Katie and I did, we were talking about the fact that we'd been approached by a company who produce, they're the first UK company to produce period wear. So we were really excited. I was definitely really excited. This is the too much information bit. The reason I was very excited was because back in 2016, I was diagnosed with ovarian cancer. I got the all clear, but in doing so, they removed one ovary, but they left the other. Now, the other ovary has felt the need to kind of make up for the one that's missing and give me the most horrendous periods ever, quite frankly. So I end up wearing a tampon and a sanitary pad and still leaking through quite quickly. Sort of within the space of about an hour, I will leak through. So I was very excited because I get quite bad period pains recently. And the reason I do that, research tells me, is that actually it's the toxins that are in the sanitary wear that actually causes a lot of our cramps. So obviously we're cramped naturally anyway because our body is rejecting all these tissues. But actually the man-made fibres that are in the sanitary wear actually increases the pain that we receive. So I was hugely excited to try these. So when they came, I very excitedly opened the box. Now, I've got to tell you, when the box came, it was a white box. It had nothing on the front at all. It was completely discreet. It was a lovely, there was nothing to say what it was. No need for embarrassment whatsoever. I then opened the box, and as you open it, it's bright red. And that was the first time I actually understood what, I don't even know if it's WUKA or WUKA, or I don't know how you say it, but it's WUKA. And the reason I found out what it's called is because actually it's not a name, it's Wake Up, Kick Ass. Isn't that amazing? I love it. I love this. As a very feminist, very, just very girl power person, Wake Up, Kick Ass is pretty much awesome. I love this. So inside my little box, I got quite a few of these little stickers. I got a wristband, which I love the idea of because actually I quite like the idea of wearing it around when I'm on my period so that I can see other people as this grows, hopefully. I can sort of spot other ladies and I go, yes, part of the team. Obviously I received the pants and I also received one of these, which is like a little pouch. It's like a little bag, okay? Now, the reason that they've sent these as well is just genius. The pants on a light to medium day will hold up to 8 hours of period. But if you're having a particularly strong period or a particularly heavy period, they say to maybe change it after every, say, 4 hours. So you can take a spare pair of pants out in this. Anyone looks in your handbag, it just looks like a makeup bag. There is nothing on there at all. It's just a little cute bag. Literally no branding, nothing. Looks like a little cute bag. So you put your spare pants in there, put them in your handbag. Then when you want to get changed, you can take your dirty pants and put them in the bag. Completely safe, so that you haven't got to worry about being smelly or anything like that. Completely discreet. Genius. And then obviously the pants. Now, these are the pants, okay? Now, obviously, I'm not a small lady, so they're big pants, okay? But let's be honest, no one walks around in a thong when you're on your period, especially not if you're having a horrible period, which I have. So these are the pants. They just look like your typical big pants, really. They just look, you know, a bit of Marks and Spencer's, bit of Calvin Klein almost with the branding on the front. As you can see, they are padded, so obviously the bit that absorbs is thicker. So when they're off and you're feeling them, and I've got to tell you, I haven't worn these ones, okay? These are spare ones. I've never tried these, so I'm not showing you my dirty pants, I promise. But no, so you can feel them. So you can feel the pad that's inside there like that. and it's relatively thick, but it's not too bad. Once you've got them on, they're incredibly comfortable. They don't feel bulky. They don't feel like you're wearing a pad. You know, when you wear a pad, sometimes you can feel it. It doesn't at all. I actually forgot quite a few times throughout the time wearing them that I was even on my period. They are really, really comfortable. They're also really big. So I'm quite a strong size 22. At the moment, the brand only goes up to a 20. Well, I fit in the 20. I also fit in the 18. In fairness, I have a bit of a belly pouch, and on the 18, they sit a little bit low. So I prefer the size 20, but the size 20 is plenty big enough for a 22. So don't worry. They are actually looking to expand into bigger ranges. The reason they haven't so far is our fault, because us plus size women won't try anything. We are so rubbish at trying new things because we're convinced that they won't work or they won't fit. So as a plus size 22 woman, I'm telling you, these things are changing my life. I wore them. Now, I've just explained how bad my periods are. I have to wear a tampon and a pad, and I will still leak through within an hour. I have worn these pants every day of my period, and I wore them all day, every day. So I wore them for 8 hours. Actually, I think one day we were out, and it was probably about 9 hours before I changed. I wore them with light clothing. Not once did they leak through. Not once did I have any sort of spillages. That's a bit gross, but you know what I mean. You know, there was nothing leaking. There was no. Sometimes you can see on remnants on the inside of your clothing. There was none of that. I didn't feel as though I couldn't feel that I was wet inside. I didn't feel as though, you know, I needed to change them because I could feel my period in there. They were really, really comfortable, and I have had the least amount of discomfort from a period that I can ever remember. I've not had any cramping whatsoever. Nothing. I mean, obviously I could feel that I was having a period, but that was all. And honestly, I can't begin to tell you how life-changing a pair of pants can be for me. I am completely sold. I'm not, you know, you get these sort of earth mums that, you know, are all into moon cups and stuff like that. That's not me at all. I'm so rubbish. I will throw things away because, you know, it's easier. And I'm not a hippie-ish bum at all, but these, revolutionary. And I'm not saying that because they sent us them to try. I'm telling you because actually they are bloody amazing. And you should all try them. You absolutely need to all try them, because actually the more of us bigger women try them, the bigger the range will be. And I know so many of the women of my size really, really struggle. So get them and try them. They're not cheap. They're £20 a pair, which, you know, for a pair of pants is quite expensive, I guess. But I kind of worked, I was working it out today, and I would buy a packet of tampons, which is probably, I don't know, £3. Plus I'd need a couple of packs of sanitary towels, which again, £2 or £3 a pair, £2 or £3 a packet. So let's say £10 per period I would spend minimum. £20 a pair, which will last me, I don't know, how long does a pair of pants last? You know, okay, I've probably got pants in my drawer from since before I had children, which is a worry because they probably won't fit me anymore. I know for a fact they won't fit me, but yeah, so these will last a lot longer than 2 periods. So actually, they're a cheaper investment in the long run. It's a bit of a front-loaded finance, but yeah, £20 a pair. You will need 2 pairs. They're machine washable. Just don't tumble dry them, which is, you know, simple. They dry out quite quickly, actually, despite them being quite thick. They do dry quite quickly. I just kind of air dried them in my room overnight, and by the next morning they were dry. So I literally had a pair on, washed a pair, put them on, wash a pair. But so yeah, and I mean, 2 pairs got me through my 6-day period. I would probably invest in more as time went on, but I think as a starter, you need at least 2 pairs. So 40 quid is the equivalent of 4 months periods. And in exchange, you get pain-free, you get comfortable, you don't get any VPL going on. I mean, they're quite bulky and they're black, so obviously you're not going to wear a white dress, but who wears a white dress when they're on the period anyway, let's be honest, unless you're on the adverts. But no, they're really comfortable, and I wore tight jeans, and you couldn't see, because I did worry about that, because they are, as I say, they're quite thick. The padding that holds obviously all the moisture is quite thick, and I did worry that if I put tight jeans on, you could see sort of the lines. No, there was nothing there at all. So I am completely sold, and I just love everything about the company as well, and I just love. I mean, they were wrapped, when they arrived, they were wrapped in this wrapping paper. And on closer inspection, I didn't notice this at first, but on closer inspection, all the writing that's on there is actually different terminology for periods from different countries. And I just love it. The month has come, the Red Sea, having jam in my waffle. There's obviously, it came down. Shark Week. So there's obviously sort of various, Lunar Week. Lots of different languages on there that I don't speak, and I'm not even going to attempt to say the words because I'll just make myself look like a fool. But I love them. It's I can't even tell you enough. I'm just waffling now because I just want to tell you more and more and more about how brilliant they are. So I'm going to shut up. But we'll list on, when I post this, I'll list the details of the company, but it's WUKA Wear, which is WUKA Wear, WEAR. So Google them, Instagram, Twitter, find them. Her name's Ruby, the lady that runs it, and she herself is lovely, and her product is brilliant. It's amazing. So I'm going to shut up and look forward to my next month period so I can do it all again.